Question number 5. If lambda 1 and lambda 2 are the wavelengths of the characteristic X-rays and the microwaves respectively, then the relationship between them is. Okay, so if we observe the entire scenario, first we would like to say that the X-rays is going to have as gamma 1, write it down like this. Microwaves have it as a gamma 2. Okay, now it's time for us to recall the entire spectrum, that is the electromagnetic spectrum, in the increasing order of the wavelengths, because this entire question is based on the wavelength in this case. Okay, now if you have that entire scenario in the mind, direct answer is going to be as the lambda 2 is going to be greater than lambda 1. But let's prove that. Okay, so first the waves that falls in the electromagnetic spectrum is going to be the radio waves, right? So first one is going to be the radio waves, then followed by it is going to be the microwaves. After that, what we have is the infrared radiations. After the infrared radiations, we have the visible radiations or visible waves. Okay, after the visible rays, we have the ultraviolet radiations. After the ultraviolet radiations, we have the X-rays and followed by the gamma rays. So here, this entire scenario, what we are observing, this entire scenario is on the basis of the wavelength. Okay. So on the basis of wavelength, that means here, if we observe, here is a point where we have the microwaves, as because they have asked us about the microwaves, right? And over here we have the X-rays. Now, thing is that we need to understand that microwaves, okay, so the microwaves, this is denoted by lambda 2, while the X-rays in this case is denoted by lambda 1. So eventually I would say that the lambda 2 is greater than lambda 1. Okay, so here if we observe lambda 1 is equal to the lambda 2. Option B, lambda 1 is greater than lambda 2. Option C, lambda 1 is lesser than lambda 2. So it is exactly of this kind, but they have just written it as lambda 1 is less than lambda 2, taking into consideration of lambda 1 before. So therefore, our option over here is going to be C, right?